Welcome to another video on the channel. So while I am still working on another ranking video like I stated in the previous video, today is going to be about something very specific and something I never really thought I would talk about. It is something that is a part of video games, but doesn't really affect gamers. Today I'm talking about Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, it's not about the actual game, but it's really about the credits of the game. If you want to see more videos like this, like the video and be sure to subscribe for more content. Now, generally, the credits of a game are not really something mesmerizing for the consumers. Other than, let's say, the music and or visuals that take place during it, credits are just something that have to exist. Obviously, you need to give credit to those who worked on the game, whether they programmed it, made art for it, voice acted it, wrote it, etc. But today we are brought up with an interesting story. While I was checking video game news, I came across some articles where apparently the original team of Metroid Prime, those who worked on it for the GameCube, did not really get credited for it. So let's take a look at what happened here, and then after that, discuss more about giving credit where it's due. Now this story is not really a major controversy, and you will see why later, but it is something that would leave a bad taste in your mouth, and I feel like it is an issue that can be easily resolved. So looking at this image brought up by old developers, you have, based on the work of Metroid Prime, original Nintendo GameCube and Wii version, development staff. So yeah, it's not really plagiarism, but it's just why? What is the point? It just doesn't make sense. This is a remaster, so when they were making the game, it can be inferred that they probably have reached out to people of the old team for some tips or guidance on redeveloping the game, especially when it is using content that was in their game. I mean, it's Metroid Prime, one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, and to find an entire franchise, genre, and system. There is nothing to be embarrassed about here. Now the sad thing is, this is apparently a lot more common than we may think. Several remakes and ports have done and do this, but at the same time, there are games that do it right. For example, the Demon's Souls remake, a game developed by Blue Point Studios, brings up credits for the From Software developers who worked on the original PS3 game. And this is a full-on remake we are talking about here. Honestly, I do feel like you should credit the original developers of the original title. It shouldn't really be that hard to add these into the game. I'm not a programmer, right? But you would think that adding all these names in is not going to be that hard, right? Because even if you don't have the actual game, like even if you can't copy and paste it, you can still, just look at it, like find the original game, look at the credits, and then, just write it all in. It shouldn't take that long. And even that, it shouldn't take that much space, that much time. And obviously a lot of games do have skippable credits, so I don't see what the big deal is. So that's what I have to say about it. Obviously, this is something that is not extremely bad and awful and controversial and all that, even from the reactions from the developers mentioned in the article. They are just expressing disappointment, which I think is fair, but it is just something that can be annoying, especially if you are someone that worked on the original game. What are your thoughts on it? Should developers of the original title be properly credited for a remaster or remake? Does it really matter to them? Would you or would you not care if you were in their position? That's all for this video, and stay tuned for the next.